any branch.
Is the U.S. military too woke?
No, not at all. I'm not even sure what that word truly means, but...
Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. Pentagon guts DEI programs from the U.S. military. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what this means, as well as show you the stunning actions being taken by Pete Hegseth against Mark Milley. Remember, Mark Milley received a full pardon from Joe Biden, as well as proof that Mark Milley was one of the biggest dangers to the United States of America, using his own words. I'm also going to show you the terrifying threat that Joe Biden's Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, had to say against the American people. So buckle up, because you're not going to want to miss anything in this video. Real quick, would you consider hitting that thumbs up button? You know, when you like this video, you're not agreeing with the insanity, but you're helping push this video out to more people to help spread the truth. Look at this. The Pentagon guts DEI programs from the U.S. military. It's about time. For far too long, our military has been politicized and turned into a circus, and it has hurt the United States of America more than people know. It has made us one of the laughing stocks throughout the entire world. And that's why many countries don't feel like they need to take us serious anymore. No, now they do in the last week since Trump has become president again. But for many years, the entire world would look at the U.S. and say, who cares? What are they going to do? The Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, said that President Donald Trump's goal is to return the organization to being focused on winning wars and nothing else. Hey, let me know in the comment section, do you think that the U.S. military should be focused on protecting the United States of America and not all this social justice garbage? This is what Hegseth had to say on Fox News.
How's that going at the Defense Department? Well, DEI is not going well at the Defense Department because it's dead. As the president said in his inaugural, we will be merit-based and colorblind, and that is the case at the Defense Department. DEI is going to be ripped out root and branch because we want everyone treated equally with high standards and held accountable with warfighting, lethality, and readiness front and center. We don't have time for emphasizing differences. Jesse, one of the dumbest phrases in military history is our diversity is our strength. Our diversity is not our strength. Our unity and our shared purpose is our strength. And the Pentagon is excited to get back to that core mission. It's happening rapidly. The services are responding, and those that don't want to respond can work somewhere else.
Bigot! This is what the left looks at and calls a bigot. How dare he want to focus on merit? Who's best for the job? Hey, it doesn't matter what you look like. We're not going to take into account what you look like. What we're going to do is give you the best avenue for success and promote you when you succeed. Doesn't matter what you look like. Let's just put the best people in the best positions to make the military the best it can be. You know, some of the best things that has happened in Trump's first week of being president is the fact that they're scrapping, getting rid of all DEI within our government, because it has no business being a part of our government in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't have any business being a part of our society. But on top of getting rid of all DEI, they're not letting the people off the hook that spread DEI and all this social justice woke garbage in our military and throughout our government. They're not letting them off the hook. Look at this, new era of accountability. Hegseth strips General Mark Milley's security detail. Milley is accused of attempting to undermine the chain of command, which I'm going to show you one of the most two-faced things you'll ever see that Mark Milley did when he was asked about Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Now, Hegseth isn't just removing Mark Milley's security detail. On top of removing his security clearance, Hegseth is now planning on demoting the general. Hegseth also ordered the removal of all Pentagon portraits of Milley. It says multiple senior administration officials confirmed to Fox News that the Pentagon will remove a second portrait of Milley, meaning his image will no longer be displayed in the building. They also said a newly convened review board will determine whether enough evidence exists to strip him of a star for alleged attempts to undermine the chain of command.
I want to ask you about General Mark Milley. His photo, his portrait was taken down at the Pentagon. He has, I think there's currently a commission being put together to explore whether or not he should be demoted. His security clearances have been taken away. Tell me the thought process, both there at the Pentagon, at the White House, with Mark Milley.
Accountability is back, Will. It's the understanding that if you actively undermined the chain of command, as General Milley did under the previous Trump administration, we are going to review those actions administratively inside the Defense Department. Mark Milley got a pardon. That's something President Biden was in his purview to do. Just like in our purview at the Defense Department, we have the opportunity to review things he may have done inside the chain of command while President Trump was president that undermined those authorities. So security clearance in the interim is revoked. There will be a review of the rank he will retain upon retirement, and he'll have that process. But this is a demonstration that inside President Trump's Defense Department, we're going to hold not just junior levels or the highest levels possible accountable for actions.
You know, it's amazing that Mark Milley got a pardon from Joe Biden. Gee, I wonder why he needed a pardon. And at the same time, Biden was pardoning Fauci. In fact, to go along with what Hegseth is saying about Mark Milley, I want you to listen to these two segments on 60 Minutes where Mark Milley is asked about Joe Biden, and on another segment on 60 Minutes where he's asked about Donald Trump. Listen to the insane two-faced remarks here. You don't get any more hypocritical than this.
President Joe Biden has been portrayed by his political opponents and even some of his allies as too old to be president. I'm not asking for your political opinion here, but how does he seem to you?
Look, I'm not going to comment. I didn't comment on the former president's mental health, physical health, and I'm not going to comment on the current president's mental health or physical health. I think that's highly inappropriate for the senior officer of the United States military to do that. I would just tell you that I meet frequently with the president, and every single time I meet with him, he is just fine.
This is Mark Milley covering for Biden when, people were questioning if he was fit to be the president of the United States of America. Come to find out, like everybody already knew, Biden wasn't fit to be the president of the United States of America. Even the left turned on him after that disastrous debate with Trump. But back in the middle of all this, just a couple of years ago here, you had Mark Milley defending Biden, telling the American people that, no, what you're seeing, all of the disastrous incompetence of Joe Biden isn't actually happening. He is completely fit. And I think that it's a disgrace for someone in my position to give their political opinions on the president. Well, he was singing a different story when asked about Trump on 60 Minutes.
But that's one thing to say that China is threatening that world order and Russia is threatening that world order. To say that the commander-in-chief, Donald Trump, was ruining the international order and causing significant damage. What did you see that caused you to write that?
I would say
It's got
that
to be more than walking into Lafayette Square in uniform.
there was a wide variety of initiatives that were ongoing. One of them, of course, was withdrawing troops out of NATO. Those were initiatives that placed at risk I think America's role in the world.
Here you see that Mark Milley has no problem talking about President Trump in a demeaning way. And remember, Mark Milley is the one that said China is not our enemy. And then here he is saying that Trump is the biggest threat. On top of all that, this disgrace of a general had to say this as well.
On the issue of critical race theory, etc., I'll obviously have to get much smarter on whatever the theory is. But I do think it's important, actually, for those of us in uniform to be open-minded and be widely read. And the United States Military Academy is a university. And it is important that we train and we understand. And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it. And I personally find it offensive that we are accusing the United States military, our general officers, our commissioned, non-commissioned officers, are being, quote, woke or something else because we're studying some theories that are out there.
This is the woke type of garbage that has infiltrated our military. What happened to this man? Somewhere along the line, he became this monster, this social justice appeasing monster, overtaking what he swore an oath to do seriously. This man, this is an absolute tragedy that we have witnessed in our military. And listen to this one.
Is the U.S. military too woke?
No, not at all. I'm not even sure what that word truly means, but I would tell you that the military I see is a military that's exceptionally strong.
And then he ends this whole statement with a lie, trying to justify the wokeness. But he just had some strong feelings. Wait a minute. He had strong feelings about the military being called woke as if he knew what it means. And here he says he doesn't even know what it means, but he's willing to defend it. So this man says he doesn't even know what the theory is of critical race theory, but he's willing to accept it and teach it in the military. He doesn't really know what woke means, but he's willing to defend it and get upset when the military is called woke. Do I even need to go on? Now, this is an official post from the Department of Defense. This is what our military was doing. This is what was happening to our military. Again, the official account of the DoD. This is what their priorities were for the last 4 years under Biden.
Pride Month is a month that celebrates the self-affirmation and self-expression of people both within and around the LGBT plus community. My experience being in the military has been nothing but amazing and exciting all in one because I'm looked at no differently than my battle buddy to my left and to my right. No matter what you're going through, no matter your background.
So if you're not looked at any differently, then why are they having to throw parades and hop, skip, and jump and bow down at the altar of LGB in order to appease these people? And let's not forget this.
Hello, my name is Admiral Rachel Levine, and I have the honor of being the Assistant Secretary for Health at the United States Department of Health and Human Services.
Now, this is a stunning revelation that Tucker Carlson revealed. This was back in 2023, but again, it's fitting because Lloyd Austin was the previous Secretary of Defense before Hegseth. The Biden administration is openly threatening Americans over Ukraine. In a classified briefing in the House yesterday, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin informed members that if they don't appropriate more money for Zelensky, we'll send your uncles, cousins, and sons to fight. This is insane. And then actually Elon Musk followed up. He really said this? Tucker Carlson said he really did. It was confirmed. This is just pure insanity. This is the type of insanity that has been leading our military. It's DEI, social justice, critical race theory, just absolute wokeness ravaging our country, not just in our military either, but throughout society. Every corporation has embraced it, and it's shown to only provide destruction and separation, and it just destroys everything it comes in contact with. But also, you've had leaders like this, Lloyd Austin, threatening Americans over not sending more money of your money, taxpayers' money, to other countries. Let me just encourage you with this. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 3. Listen, finally, brothers, pray for us that the word of the Lord will spread rapidly and be glorified, just as it did also with you. Now, this is Paul asking for prayer that the gospel would be spread because, verse 2, and that we will be rescued from perverse and evil men, for not all have faith. It was perverse and evil men trying to stop the spread of the gospel, and he is imploring those that he wrote this letter to pray that there would be no hindrance in the spread of the gospel due to these men that just want evil to spread. Verse 3, but the Lord is faithful, who will strengthen and guard you from the evil one. You know, the Bible talks about how Satan comes as an angel of light, but in reality, he is looking constantly for people to devour. The Bible also calls Satan the father of lies, that he seeks to kill, steal, and destroy. But no matter what, we today can carry the same promise that the Lord is faithful and that he will strengthen and guard us against the evil and destruction that Satan wants to bring upon us. But hey, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section. I would love to hear from you. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, join this community. I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And please hit that thumbs up button. You know, when you like this video, it'll get pushed out to more people and it would really help spread the truth. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.